Okay, so welcome guys to another special episode of Kickstart with Rohan. And this episode is really one of the most special episode that I have done so far because please welcome first. Let's welcome the guest for today's special episode, Amrita Sengupta. Welcome to my show. I know it's a very hectic schedule for you these days, but still you managed to give us time. It's a very pleasure for me, and it's also an honor for me to have an interactive session with you.
Before starting, I would take this opportunity to thank you, first of all, to have me here. And secondly, I can't stress enough on this fact that how wonderfully you are actually conducting this session. I almost have seen 75% of your videos, not all, of course, but then I find all of them very informative, even at this age. So I can assure you how helpful it is for the younger people who are still in college and who are looking out for jobs and interviews. So thank you so much for creating this database.
Thank you. Really, it's a very big compliment for me. Just giving an introduction to her. She has completed his BTech from NIT Durgapur, MTech from Jadavpur University, and presently she is pursuing her PhD from IIT Kharagpur. So, as you can understand, this episode is going to be on research field. So, if you are an aspirant, if you want to pursue higher education in research line, so this episode is for you. So, we will have a elaborate discussion over the entire details in this fact. So, first of all, opening up a session with you. This is in this pandemic situation where we don't have the access to laboratories or any of the equipment that is needed for in the research for our research work. So, and we are all are locked up in the room. Only source of data that we can have is from the internet. So, in this phase, how you are coping up with your work?
Personally, for me, it's a boon. I would say that my research is purely theoretical one. It's totally on mathematical modeling and simulation, all these things. So I do not. I'm not facing that kind of a problem, which maybe people, maybe no, I'm sure they are facing. The one who are like having experimental works and people working in, with laboratories and all. So they are having a heck of a time. So I can't even imagine how difficult it is for them. So that's it. And for me, it is not much of a problem. I can work from anywhere in this world if with a good internet.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now the research is one of the most important aspects in the if you consider the field of academics. Now, here
Right.
a general light of question that people do research at various ages, at various professions, and there is a research by profession. If you go to the R&Ds, they are working as a research by profession. Now, in the field of academics, okay, we generally have those final year projects or thesis, this master thesis, and this the PhDs. These are related to the academics world. So, how do you see the methods? Is there any difference in the way of approach, in the way of methods?
Yes, you can say there's a lot of difference. Like the academic projects actually build up the research aptitude. And for the projects that we see in the industries, they are more application based. And this is the first thing. Second, in academic projects, you have the independence, you have the freedom to choose your topics, to choose what interests you. But in when you go to the industries and join an R&D sector or something, those the requirements of them drive you. Okay, so you cannot be your like master. Like, what you have to choose is driven by them. So that is a difference. The second difference is like you have to bear with it. Every time you cannot do what you
Yeah,
want,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Exactly.
But the first one is what I told about the application-based research is the main difference.
Okay. Now, just if anyone want to pursue or he has an aspiration to do his research work. Now, what are some
Yeah.
steps he should follow, he or she should follow, or how he should prepare for that level in order to reach that level? Yes, in order to make the research a fruitful one.
So do you want me to say like someone who is in the undergraduate level?
Yeah, starting from an undergraduate level, if I consider it, the
Yeah.
steps
Like
for towards the research field.
so mainly we have a lot of projects in the undergraduate levels. Like after second year, like the second year ends and the summer you can utilize that summer. Then for the after the third year, people go for summer projects, and there are a lot of programs happening. Like there is INAE, through which I had gone to IISc Bangalore after my third year. So that is one. There are many such programs. They give you stipends of like 16,000, 15,000, 10,000 per annum, and you can work there for 2 months or like 10 weeks. This thing, and the professors choose you, and all these things happen. It takes time. I want to give this information through your video that people who are inclined to do this kind of summer projects should start preparing themselves, start preparing the CVs by say December or November or maybe October. Okay, so if I want to go for a summer project next May or June, then I have to prepare my CV by October this year and start sending to all the professors, and then they will and it takes a lot of time. They agree to take you into the projects. Then he or she, the professor, he or she sends these applications to the INA council and all. So together they select you, and then it happens over the 6 or 7 months of time. So suddenly after like April or so, if you want to get into a project, then it won't be that fruitful, which will happen if you take a like step early in this year. Okay, so this is one thing, and this is like for the summer projects. But for the entire, I would like to say for the entire BTech or BSc, whichever, like in the undergraduate level, if anyone wants to pursue a research career afterwards, then he or she must, or like more often, stick to projects or project related project related works from second year itself, so that he gets that aptitude, like how it works. Okay, and also when he or she goes through the interviews in the MTech level or PhD level, they are asked a lot of questions on what kind of projects they have done in the BTech or MTech levels. So when you have a good number of projects under your belt, it really enhances your CV, and it really helps you get through those interviews.
Okay. Yeah, it's a very informative things that you have shared with it. Now, there is a general question that one will arise, that what are the career or job opportunities in the research field? So, can you share some of your ideas regarding this?
Of course, even I am trying to search for more, and the more I get, it will be beneficial for me as well. But then, the first and the foremost one is to become an assistant professor, and then like then get promoted to associate professor and then professor as years go on. So that is the first thing. And second one is obviously, as you had mentioned earlier in this chat itself, that the recruitment in the R&D sectors. There are a lot of R&D sectors which are like purely R&D firms. Like we have this JNCSAR, then we have CMERI here in Durgapur, then we have the Ceramic Institute beside Jadavpur University. So all these are pure R&D institutes. Then the other one is the R&D sectors of the companies. Like every company has their own R&D sectors. So like most of them, I would say, are based outside India for better, like the better part of R&D are mostly outside India, but then there are sectors in inside India as well. Okay, so that is the third thing. So I would be, after I complete my PhD, I would be going to these. I mean, approaching these things. The fourth one would be a relaxation kind of thing, and which is a postdoc, having a postdoctoral degree.
Okay, now the importance of publication, or rather publication is one of the most important aspects in the research field. So can you share the experiences of yours during the this publication aspects?
Yeah, I would like to say that publication is the most important thing in the research. If you do not get your papers published, it means you have not done your work. So, of course, I'm contradicting what I had told in the previous question, but then, unless and until the peer community accepts your work, you have not done a fruitful research. Having said that, how do you know that, how do you it doesn't mean that you will publish 1,000 journals in not so good journal papers. So how do you know that your work is good enough? It actually it actually depends on which journal are you publishing, right? So it depends. It is a case to case basis. Like for your, I think you are in electrical.
Electrical mechanical
You
combination
are
of
in electrical.
combination. Now automotive electronics
Okay,
is a
so
combination.
okay. So basically, see, for your field, your there can be publications with impact factors in journals, like a journal with impact factor of 2 can be a low graded journal, and with a 10 impact factor, you can consider it as a good journal. But for me, I know, like for us in the mathematical fields, or in like core mechanical fields, the journals with impact factor of 4 is a really tough one to crack.
Okay.
Okay, getting published in a journal of impact factor 4. So it depends on which field of research you are in. So that means that how many citations you are getting, how many people are citing your work. I mean, so that will tell your level of research or the quality of your work and so on. So getting your thing published is really important.
Okay. Now this question just it struck my mind that whenever I will consider the research field, that I require a funding. Okay. Now, how this stipend, this stipend scenario helps? Whether I will get, or what are the steps that I will get a stipend from the company itself, or rather I have to pay from my pocket in order to carry on my research. So, can you just clarify on this particular stipend or funding factors?
Uh, See, as per like I have done my MTech and my PhD is also funded, I would say, by the MHRD. So
Okay.
I directly do not have that knowledge how the projects get funded, but generally what happens is in labs, the professors show some of their ideas or pitch some of their ideas, some of their previous works, and they get funded for future projects. So in that case, they those ways they get funds from the institute sometimes. Sometimes the ISRO or DRDO they held up competitions and they give problem statements. Suppose they have faced some problem in their research, they give those statements and they give an open platform. You can give the solutions, like the professors give the solutions, and once they like those solutions, they win those competitions and they get funded for those projects. So, so then once the professor gets those funds, though the students who are working under him get involved on those
On those,
projects, and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, those fund.
Okay. Okay, now you have also a job experience of 2 years with Tata Motors, with one of the automotive giants of in Indian auto industry. So, and you did your graduation as as a mechanical engineer. Yeah. So, how will you relate that, or can you just give an elaborate market scenario that whether being after doing my graduation as a mechanical engineer, now you can see you can understand what is the tough competition that the mechanical guys are facing during these a lot you can see in the past few years. So in order to cope up with this very fast growing IT sectors firms, in order to make the pace with them, so what a mechanical engineer should include or should cope up with it in order to bridge or in order to fill up this gap.
Uh, I don't think I'm the I'm a very I'm capable of answering this question properly. I don't think so. Anyway, I would say like the mechanical we are getting shifted towards this automotive thing. I mean automatic things right now. So ekdam say core mechanical
Yes,
all these things are now getting obsolete, you would
obsolete.
say,
Yeah, yeah.
and and it is getting like a hybrid. I mean, hybrid of automotive and electrical, and there's IT thing, all sensors and everything. So we are getting to this shift. So it is very important for the people in the undergraduates to get an overview of the things and not stick to mechanical engineering, like core mechanical engineering. Like I'll only know the forces, the force
Yeah,
diagrams, and
yeah.
the pumps and turbines. No, I think an integrated knowledge of IT,
Electronics.
especially computer programs, yeah, electronics, all this thing is very, very much required right now. And it is a request, I would say, that all the mechanical or chemical, the core branch engineers must learn some kind of coding. It is
Yeah.
very important right now.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Some
yeah.
kind of knowledge about coding, in any language it can be. It doesn't have to stick, I mean, you don't have to stick to one language, but some kind of coding experience, it is very important. So in that way you can bridge that gap.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, she has explained in a very way that coding part. I was expecting that yes, she will also point out, because in my time also I faced that yes, we need that importance of coding is there, because the things are getting integrated, that automation is coming into play. Okay, so we need at least a basic knowledge of this coding part in order to cope up with this kind of market scenario.
Yes.
Yes, it's Yes, it's a very lovely session with you, because personally speaking, I have also plans of doing research and for my higher studies. So it's also a lovely session with me. There is an informative session for me also. I need to I came to know about the steps. Rather, I will focus on the steps that you have mentioned during the chat. Yes, it's a very informative session with you and a very lovely session with you. So the last question I will open up
Thank you.
for this session. That what are your experiences of being a part of this show, and what will be your message to the audience?
Okay, it was lovely being a part of this show. It went exactly as I expected, and you are a very, I would say a very experienced interviewer because it's very difficult to question. I think it's very easy to answer. Once you have the question framed, it is very easy to answer. But it's very difficult to bring up questions and then have a lovely conversation. It is difficult. You are doing a very, very good job, and I'm sure it will help you in your future. In some way or the other, it will help you in your career as well. And message for the audience. All that I said is like a message. And anyone, if anyone has any doubt, they can directly approach me or can approach through you. I don't. I mean, I can help anyone if anyone needs any kind of help in terms of research or anything. Okay,
Yeah.
and one more thing I would like to point out. There is this general concept that people who go to research field, might be they did not have a job or did not
Yeah.
crack a job in their campusing or something. It is nothing like that. I have plenty of friends, and me myself, I went to I went for the job. I did not like it. Then I thought, no, research is the thing that I want to do. uh, so I just want people to get out of that
Yeah,
stigma
yes,
and
yeah,
then
exactly.
pursue their career.
Okay. Thank you. It's a very lovely session with you. I will ask the viewers to have a view to it. And if you have any kind of queries, please reach us through comment section. And yes, that's all for the present episode. We will again meet in the next episode from another candidate from another field. Thank you.